Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining, whether live, I see some familiar faces, or via the recording, of course. And before we get started, I'll just share a little bit about our practice. So our practice of yoga and mantra, the sequencing might be a little bit different than what we've done before because our focus will revolve around mantra. However, we will be using movement, asana, posture, breath, of course, mindfulness as a way to enhance the receptivity of the body and enhance the receptivity of the mind, as well as a way to start to break up some of the energy of the mantra so that we can access the sound vibration in a more integrated and balanced approach and leave us with more of a spaciousness within the mind and an evenness within the mind and the body. So our mantra that we'll focus on throughout the practice is the Param Jyoti mantra. And this is the mantra for invoking the supreme light. And so when we're talking about light, we're talking about light as pure consciousness, right? The light that both is a reflection and is our true nature. So our true nature as that pure, pristine consciousness. And the mantra, which is also in the chat for you, is Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svā-haa. And it doesn't have a very specific or direct translation because of the incorporation of bija mantras, and there's a Mahavakya statement within there. But at the end of class, I'll offer a kind of a paragraph about the essence of the mantra. But before we get into our practice, I'll just share about each individual word that's in our mantra. So we have Om, of course, this is the primordial sound. And then we have Hṛīṃ. And Hṛīṃ is a solar vibration, and it helps align us and reconnect us with the spiritual heart, otherwise known as the Hridaya. The Hridaya, we may be familiar with this aspect of the heart chakra. And so we have Hṛīṃ. It's also a bija seed mantra for Shakti and carries a very empowering feminine quality with it. Okay? So we have Om, Hṛīṃ, and Haṃsaḥ. Haṃsaḥ translates as swan. And from the philosophical understanding and traditions, Haṃsaḥ represents the highest form of enlightenment. So when we see this word Haṃsaḥ, it's referring to the enlightened and illuminated nature of our true selves, true self. Okay? And then we have Soham, which is I am or I am that, and it's affirming that true nature. So it's affirming our nature as Haṃsaḥ, as illuminated, as enlightened. And our final word in the mantra is Svā-haa. And Svā-haa is like an offering. So we can think of it as offering the mantra, the sound vibrations to ourselves as a way to recognize, remember, and reconnect with our highest nature and most authentic state as already whole and as already complete. So as we move through our practice, we'll work with a couple of those sound vibrations, breaking apart the mantra, and then near the end of the practice, we'll merge that mantra together as a whole into more of a mantra meditative practice. If at any point you feel that there's a strong build of energy or it's becoming too much, whether in the practice as a whole or when we're working with the actual sound vibration, just feel free to release the sound vibration, let the vibrations resettle, rebalance, and then when you feel ready, you might choose to join back in. Okay, so just a little intro about that so that we have some context. But we'll get started now. So you can find a comfortable seated position of choice. You might choose to use a prop, maybe sit on the edge of a folded blanket or utilize a meditation cushion here. Okay. All right. And then once you've found that seated position, we'll just relax the hands down. You can start to rotate your palms open towards the sky. And even unite the index and thumb here into the mudra of wisdom, if that resonates with you. Begin to gently close down your eyes as you guide your awareness within, and begin to brighten up your inner body, enhancing the quality of your presence here in this moment. And through that turning inward, encourage yourself to land into your seat, as with intention we guide ourselves through our seated alignment. So you might choose to just gently spread through your toes, feeling the energy of the feet. Begin to root your sit bones down evenly from the right side to the left side, finding that balance between both. And in that union, the meeting and merging right side and left side, that quality of evenness, begin to soften at the hips and encourage your spine to rise. So you find an internal lengthening. And in that ascent, the center of the chest lifts. Begin to release any unnecessary weight that you may be holding on your shoulders. As we soften through the shoulders. Guide your chin parallel to the earth, aligning your neck. And softening through your facial expression. So to relax the jaw. Softening through your cheeks, almost feel as though they grow hollow and spacious. Relax the space between your eyebrows, the whole of the forehead from the center out through to the periphery, and a subtle lift through the crown of your head. Then as you maintain the integrity of all of these small shifts that form your alignment, begin to turn to your breath and receive the pulse of the inhalation and the pulse of the exhalation. Surrendering the focus of your mind into the flow of your breath. The nourishment of the inhalation as it begins to merge with the grounding of the exhalation. Settling deeply into that cycle. And into the balance that it provides, as each breath inherently unites polarity. In essence, each breath is so hum. Each breath is Haṃsaḥ, as the essences of the masculine and the feminine facets of consciousness merge together to highlight your own inner coherence. Find one more breath here. And as your breath naturally continues, unite your hands into prayer mudra in front of the heart space. And we'll open our practice here with a single Om. Feel free to join in at home if you feel called to do so. Gather a long inhale. On your next inhale, guide your prayer hands, your mudra, to the third eye, the space between your eyebrows, Ajna Chakra. And exhale, soften prayer back down to your heart space. So allow the thumbs to rest right there on the center of your chest as you continue to turn your awareness within, re-merge with the flow of your breath, and offer your breath a little more length and a little more depth as you begin to awaken a soft Ujjayi breath here. It's going to invite a small, gentle narrowing through the center of the throat as we discover those long, deep inhales through the nose with an audible Sa sound. And long, deep exhales through the nose with an audible Ha sound. Receiving the evolution of your breath here as it aligns your mind with your body. Find one more Ujjayi breath here in seated. And a soft releasing breath. Inhale through your nose and out your mouth. Returning to your Ujjayi breathing. Inhale and sweep both arms overhead to the sky. Feel free to open the eyes. You might choose to keep the eyes closed. On the exhale, lower your arms down beside your body. Fingertips will connect to the earth at the base of your exhalation. Beautiful. Once you meet the earth, you might feel called to switch the cross of the legs or alter your seated position, or you might just be comfortable where you are. We're going to reunite the index and thumb here into the mudra of wisdom, Jnana mudra or Jupiter mudra. Inhale and sweep the mudra arms overhead, rise up. As you exhale, a soft side bend to the right side. Allow the back of your right hand to land on the earth. Draw the left arm down in front of the right, and then slowly sweep that left arm in front of your body, up your mirror image, followed by the right. Moving with the breath, inhale will rise all the way back up, and repeat the motion. Exhale as we bow down. Left arm will sweep in front of the body, followed by the right. Inhale to rise all the way back up. One more time on this side. Exhale as you lower down. And inhale to rise all the way up. Switching the direction, exhale to the left side. We gently land the back of the hand down, lower the right hand, sweep it in front of your body, followed by that left arm. Inhale as the left arm rises, followed by the right. Two more flows. Exhale as you bow down. Inhale to rise up. And one more time. Exhale as we lower down. And inhale to rise. Grow long through the arms, through the spine. Release the mudra. Spinal twist to the right side. Exhale, lower your arms down. Parivrtta Siddhasana. Choose a direction for your gaze, so perhaps to the back of your mat, or you might prefer the chin aligned with the sternum here. Soften the shoulders away from the ears and tune in to the depth of your breath. Find just one more breath here in seated spinal twist. On your next inhale, float yourself through center, both arms overhead to the sky, rise up. Spinal twist to the left side, exhale. Lower your arms down, placing them wherever it's appropriate. Choose the direction for your gaze. And then settle back into the flow of the breath. So we're allowing the breath to soften the mind, to smooth out the fields of the mind. So to enhance the potency of your practice. One more breath here. Inhale, we'll float back through center, sweep both arms overhead to the sky, spread the fingers, palms awake, and tabletop. Exhale, either guide yourself forward or you might choose to uncross the legs first, draw to the side, and then make your way forward into tabletop from there, facing the front of your mat. Good. Lovely. So in your tabletop position, you can begin to stack the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. If you need any extra padding, of course, you can feel free to double up the mat or use a blanket. Inner palms really rooting down, Madhuriyasana cat-cow. Inhale to guide your heart for a gentle arch of the spine. Option to gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, tuck chin to chest as your belly scoops in. Same motion, inhale, ripple yourself forward, shoulder blades melt down your back. Exhale to deeply round through the spine. And then continue just like that on your own. Synchronize your breath with the motion of your body here. So we mobilize the spine, the physical spine, and also the subtle or astral spine, Sushumna Nadi, so that prana and consciousness can flow more freely. Now here in your cat-cow, an invitation within your mind as you inhale to repeat the sound so. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, repeat the sound hum. So within the mind, inhale so, and exhale hum. Excellent. Find 3 more rounds of cat-cow with the merged mantra if you chose that variation. Releasing the inner sound vibration. On your next inhale, guide yourself to a neutral spine in tabletop. And exhale, fold back into child's pose. You might choose to create a little more space between the knees. Bow yourself down and place the forehead to the earth if possible. Just one breath here. Receiving the grounding from the earth, inhale, ripple yourself back towards your tabletop position. Realign, stacking bone on joint and joint on bone. Twisted cat pose. Inhale, lengthen your right leg straight back out from the hip. As you exhale, flex the right foot and place the ball of the right foot down near the back edge of your mat. Invite your front lower ribs to just slightly draw in so the core is engaged. And inhale, twisting left arm overhead to the sky. Open up through the heart space. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. If your wrist is tender, we could always use a fist or forearm position. Let's gather a collective inhale here and exhale to guide your top arm down towards the back of your mat and then down in front of your body towards the earth. Inhale to sweep it forward and then all the way back up. 2 more times. Exhale as you lower down and inhale to rise. Last one. Exhale to lower down. And inhale to rise all the way up. Tabletop, exhale, place hand and knee back down to the earth. We'll switch sides. Inhale, lengthen your left leg straight back. Flex the left foot as you exhale and place the ball of that left foot down near the back edge of your mat. Front low ribs slightly draw in. Inhale, right arm will float overhead to the sky this time, opening up through the heart space. Soften your jaw, soften the gaze. A collective inhale here and 3 rotations with your arm. Exhale as that top arm lowers down towards the back of your mat. Sweep it towards the earth and inhale to rise all the way back up. Round 2, exhale to lower down. Inhale to rise. Last one, exhale. Inhale to rise all the way up, Parivrtta Madhyasana. And tabletop, exhale, hand and knee will lower back down. From here, inhale, gather your knees at center, tops of the feet on the floor, and sit back onto your heels. Now, if this is actually uncomfortable for you, you could always sit on a block or find an alternate seated position of choice that's sustainable, perhaps cross-legged position. Okay? So in our neutral seat, whatever that might be, flapping wings with cat-cow, inhale, sweep both arms out to the sides as you open through the front line of your body, and exhale to sweep the arms forward, tuck chin to chest, belly swoops in. Inhale, we'll open all the way back up, expanding with prana. Exhale to round deeply through your spine. 3 more times. Inhale as we expand open. Exhale to round. Soft through the joints of your arms. 2, inhale, paraka. Exhale, rachaka. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to sweep both arms overhead to the sky, rise up. Hold the breath for a short moment here. Unless you have high blood pressure or you're pregnant, then just breathe naturally. Connect into the expansion of prana and life force. Exhale, melt your arms all the way down. Rest the backs of your hands on your thighs or in your lap, depending on your seated position. Option here to unite the index and thumb once again into the mudra of choice, or into the Jnana mudra, mudra of wisdom rather. We're going to move into a part of our mantra, Om Hṛīṃ. So Om Hṛīṃ, again, is that kind of solar vibration. It does have a feminine aspect to it, but it's very promoting and connecting with the heart chakra and the more deeper inner aspect of the spiritual heart, Hridaya. So we'll utilize this mantra for the full length of our exhalation. So long E sound and a long sound as well. I'm going to demonstrate one round and then we'll just join in together as you feel ready. Okay. Om Hṛīṃ. Joining in if you'd like, inhale. Om Hṛīṃ. Om Hṛīṃ. Om Hṛīṃ. Om Hṛīṃ. Beginning to soften. Om Hṛīṃ. Om Hṛīṃ. Om Hṛīṃ. Om Hṛīṃ. Whispering. Om Hṛīṃ. Om Hṛīṃ. And one time silently in your mind. Releasing the inner recitation completely Allow the eyes to close down if comfortable. Just drop into your own inner stillness for this moment as you receive the integration and the grounding of sacred sound vibration, Sanskrit sound vibration, into your body, softening through the heart space. As each of these integrated sound vibrations recalibrates the mind to remind you of your nature as whole and as enough. Releasing breath here, inhale through your nose and out your mouth. Return to your regular Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, sweep both arms overhead to the sky, rise up, can grow long, open through your body. Return to tabletop exhale. So you might just simply draw forward if you are kneeling, or to the side first perhaps if you are in alternate seated position. One round of cat-cow here. Inhale to guide your heart forward, little arch of the spine, an option to gaze up, opening throat. Exhale to round through the spine, tuck chin to chest, belly scoops in. Inhale to your neutral spine, walk the palms forward an inch or two. Just feel yourself create a little more space for the chest, the lungs, and downward dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and guide your seat to the sky. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So here in downward dog, you might choose to incorporate some movement into your downward dog, finding your expression of this posture, perhaps walk the dog. We could also modify with a tabletop or a child's pose. Allow the breath to continue to flow as it becomes your point of focus again and again. Continuing to broaden through the shoulder blades as we keep creating space for the neck and the chest. Guide yourself to stillness here in your downward dog. And a releasing breath here. Inhale through the nose and out the mouth. Inhale to raise right leg to the sky, three-legged dog or three-legged tabletop if you're in a modify. Low lunge, exhale, place the right foot through between your hands. So you may need to step it up a couple times or use helping hands to get there. Back knee can lower down with the back toes tucked. Front knee, front ankle stacked, squaring through the hips. Inhale, sweep both arms overhead to the sky, rise up. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the side waist and encourage the elbows to draw towards one another. So we start to slowly open up through the heart space, through the center of the chest, a subtle lift, while maintaining length through the lower spine. One more long breath here. Inhale to sweep both arms overhead to the sky, rise up. On the exhale, bring the fingertips to the earth. Standing forward bend. Inhale, guide your left foot to meet the right foot as you bow down and fold. Hinge the hips. Soft through the backs of the knees, draw all the way to standing. Inhale, we'll rise up, unravel through the body. Option to gaze up at the peak and prayer to heart. Exhale as you soften your hands down. Here in your standing position, just find your alignment, feet about hip distance apart, pointed forward. Inhale, sweep both arms overhead to the sky. On exhalation, interlace your fingers and rotate the palms overhead. Gather a long inhale. Exhale, side bend to the right side. Take one breath here. Inhale back through to center. And to the left side, exhale. Inhale to flow back through center. Fold forward, exhale. Lead with the heart, bow all the way back down. Good. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen through your spine. Downward dog, exhale, plant the palms, floater, step yourself back to your position. Good. Settling here for a moment, spread and lengthen through the fingers, spread and lengthen through your toes. Left leg to the sky, inhale, Ekapada Adho Mukha. Low lunge, exhale, we'll place that left foot through between the hands. Step it up a couple times if you need. Back knee will lower with the back toes tucked, square through the hips. Left hip back, right hip forward. As you're ready, inhale, sweep both arms overhead to the sky. And exhale once again. Let's bring the hands to the waist. Elbows can draw towards one another as you shine your heart forward. Ground strongly through the sole of your front foot and settle into the support of your breath. Excellent. One more breath here. Inhale to sweep both arms overhead to the sky. Exhale, bring the fingertips down to the earth. Standing forward bend. Inhale, right foot will step up to meet the left. Bow down, hinge the hips. Uttanasana. Draw all the way to standing. Inhale to rise up, soft through the backs of the knees, maybe a little back bend at the peak if you'd like, and prayer to heart. Exhale. Reconnect to that standing alignment. Inhale, sweep both arms overhead to the sky. Standing twist. Exhale to the right side. Lower your arms shoulder height and rotate the palms open. Do your best to maintain the stability here through your pelvis. One more breath in standing twist. Inhale back through to center, sweep both arms overhead to the sky, long spine, and exhale, twist to the left side. Lower your arms down, rotate the palms open, and return to your breath. One more breath here, Kachichakrasana. Draw back through to center. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Fold forward, exhale, lead with the heart. Draw back down towards the earth. Halfway lift, inhale to lengthen through your spine. And return to downward dog. Exhale, plant the palms, step yourself back. Then settle into your downward dog, retune into the breath. Broaden the shoulder blades, relax your neck completely. Feel the crown of your head lower down towards the earth. Inhale, place both knees to the earth. Untuck the toes, exhaling here in tabletop. A short camel pose. Inhale as you guide your torso upright. Now we could always use a little bit of extra padding under the knees as needed. You can either bring the forefingers in front, thumbs behind, or the heels of the hands just there on that sacrum point or kind of the ridge of the pelvis. Inhale to open up and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, roll your heart open. It could be a small quarter camel. The chin could remain tucked. You might choose to open the throat slightly. Some of us might actually prefer to tuck the toes here, maybe to bring the hands down to the heels. You're just going to choose your own sustainable position in camel, Ustrasana. And the elbows can draw towards one another. With your next inhale, we'll guide ourselves back to standing. It can be nice to place one hand on the navel center, slowly draw up to neutral. Exhale, tabletop, guide yourself down. Take your time, no rush. A long breath here in tabletop position. Breathe into the length of your spine. And child's pose, exhale. Slowly guide yourself back. Just find your most comfortable version of child's pose here. So it could be arms long in front. The arms could be swept back alongside your body. You might prefer to create a pillow with palms or fists for the forehead. Or if this is uncomfortable, maybe for the knees, the hips, the ankles, we could roll onto our back, draw the knees into the chest for a reclined variation instead. But wherever you happen to be, just do your best to completely soften your body, releasing any effort, relaxing the edges of the body, and relaxing the edges of your mind. Good. Just to support the calming, the regulation of the nervous system, here in child's pose, we'll incorporate one Brahmari or honeybee breath, humming through the nose on exhale. Gather a long inhale. One more breath. Inhale, ripple yourself forward back towards tabletop. Exhale, make your way to seated on your sit bones. You could either draw to the side or cross at the ankles and guide yourself back. Lengthen both legs out in front, seated staff pose, Dandasana. You can always sit on a soft foam block here or a folded blanket if we need. Spreading through the toes, active feet, long spine, single leg forward bend. Inhale, guide your right leg up, catch hold of the side of the leg and the foot, and just find some rotation, some rocking side to side. Continue to open, lift through the center of the chest. And then place the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Draw both arms overhead. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, square your chest over your long leg and lead with the heart. Bow yourself down. Place the hands wherever it's most appropriate. So it could be the floor, could be the leg, could be close to the foot. More important than our hand placement is that we can continue to open through the chest and relax the shoulders away from the ears. Deep breathing here. One more long breath. Janu Shirsasana A. Inhale, release the fold, sweep both arms overhead to the sky, rise up. Exhale, relax your arms and lengthen your right leg back out. Readjust your seated position here. Feet remain active. Left side, inhale, guide the left leg up. Catch hold of the foot, the side of the leg. Find a few rotations here, rocking the baby. Place the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Inhale, draw both arms overhead to the sky. Exhale, square the chest over your long leg, lead with the heart and bow back down. Again, place the hands wherever it's most appropriate for you. Perhaps even close down the eyes as we continue to guide awareness within and lean into the support of the breath. The breath itself is an internal mantra. One more breath. Release the fold. Inhale, draw both arms overhead to the sky, rise up. Exhale, relax your arms. Lengthen your left leg back out. Offer the legs a little shimmy here, a little shake, maybe rotate the ankles. Great. Lovely. And then guide yourself into a comfortable seated position. So you may want to use a prop here. Maybe a little meditation cushion, folded blanket. Great. Then just tune into that long spine. We'll take one more side bend here. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, interlace the fingers, palms overhead to the sky. Exhaling to hold this position. Gather another long inhale, little side bend right side. Take just one breath. Inhale through to center, left side. One breath. Inhale back through to center and exhale, relax your arms, melt them all the way down. And here you can find a mudra of choice, so maybe index and thumb, maybe something alternate. We're going to move into the full mantra here before we kind of come down into a grounding shavasana. We'll do 3 call and response. And then once you do feel comfortable after those 3, you're welcome to join in. We could also just simply listen to the mantra as well. So you can close the eyes if that resonates. Just tune into the natural alignment of your body here. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. Inhaling here if you'd like to join in for a round. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. Inhale. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. Joining in. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. continuing together. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. 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 Softening. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. 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 Whispering. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. Om Hṛīṃ Haṃsaḥ Soham Svāhā. And repeating it silently in your mind. Release the inner recitation completely invite yourself to drop within. Feel the support of your lower body. And the Mother Earth beneath you. And simply receive the integration and the recalibration of sound vibration. This moment of pause, just as important as the recitation of the mantra itself. Being in the nourishment of those sound vibrations as they travel deep into the subconscious mind. Reattuning the field of the mind to resonate in the vibratory realization of yourself as Huṃ-sah, as So-hum, as Hṛīṃ. As illuminated and as free. You might choose to remain here in a seated meditative space, or you might feel called instead to lower yourself down into final relaxation. So I'll leave that option to you. If you begin to lower yourself down into a Shavasana expression, final relaxation, you might choose to use a proper two. Maybe a blanket over your body. Taking your time. And whatever expression you're choosing for these final moments together, just do your best to release any effort behind your breath. Any effort within the body. Just feeling how the breath within returns to its very subtle and natural expression that continues to harmonize your inner sphere and keeps quieting the mind so that you may receive the pureness of this moment. And I'll guide you back when it's time. And gracefully guide awareness back into the whole of your body, the whole of your body that is resting here. Feel the infinite support beneath you in the form of Bhudevi, Mother Earth, whether it's through the seat or through the entire back of your body. With that support, notice the softening through the front of your body, through the spine, and feel the ease with which you can settle back into your breath. Following the mantric vibration of the inhalation and the exhalation. As it guides you back to the surface. And in following your breath, discover a soft inhale through your nose and out your mouth. Draw a small movement into your fingers and your toes, wrists and ankles. And into the rest of your body. For those reclined, bending one knee at a time, guiding the knees in towards your chest. Slowly rolling to the right side. And make your way back up to a seat of choice. Inner gaze remains drawing inside. Just rest into the natural alignment of your body. Perhaps a little more effortless now as a result of your practice. Quiet the shoulders and your facial expression. And softly unite your hands back into prayer mudra in front of the heart space. Like a sealing, a meeting, and a remembrance of all that you already are. And we'll close our time here with a final Om. Joining in if you'd like, inhale. Inhale, prayer to third eye. Exhale, prayer to heart. The light in me bows to the light in all of you. Namaste. All right. So thank you all so much for joining me. Of course, if there's any questions, I will come up, unplug my mic so I can chat. One quick thing I'll share is that next class we'll do more of a lunar flow, a little bit of mantra, but less mantra focus than we did today. So if you're around, I'd love for you to join. And yeah, thank you again.